It is National Police Week, and the Jackson Police Department staff is celebrating their official move into a new building.
They say this has been in the works for a few years now. I got to stop by the new location and learn more about it. Jackson Police Chief Brian Haddix says for as long as he can remember, the Jackson Police Department has been located inside of City Hall.
I've been an officer for 23 years, and it's been there for that length of time. I don't know that this is probably the first time that the police department's not been connected to City Hall.
Now transitioning from a 3-room department at City Hall to a newly renovated 2-story building just down the street. City of Jackson Mayor Laura Thomas says finding the department a larger location with more up-to-date technology has been in the works for years.
We're excited that we were able to access USDA rural development funding to provide the majority of the funds for this renovation. It was over a $600,000 project, and USDA provided approximately $450,000 of that, and we used local funds to match to make the project a reality.
Chief Haddix explains one of the new details they are adding to the department that they have not had in the past.
We're adding a victim's computer to our lobby, so any victim of any crime can come to the lobby and get information or help, or EPOs, DVOs that'll be accessible in our lobby. So just more technology for us and the community to use.
And he says in the event of another disaster, the larger space will help better serve the community.
It could be transformed into an emergency operations center. It could, we have room now for storage, there's more people can access it here quicker than they could out in the community. So just having more space just makes for a better place.
Chief Haddix also says they have applied for another grant to add a generator to the building. He says this will also help in the event of another disaster to ensure the Jackson Police Department can be running and utilized at all times.
Many political eyes could be on Kentucky this fall, as it has one of 3 governor's races in the nation. Kentucky, Louisiana, and Mississippi all have gubernatorial races. Andy Beshear and Daniel Cameron will face off after winning their respective Democrat and Republican races yesterday. Some believe it will be a very close race, but others say with Governor Beshear being such a popular governor, he will be tough to beat.
You know, I don't think there's any challenge too big for Governor Beshear. He has been through so much as our governor. He has so brilliantly shepherded the state through a global pandemic.
You know, Andy Beshear won by 5,000 votes over a very unpopular governor. Now he's going up against somebody who polls well, who has solid popularity, who's going to be financially well backed. I think it's going to be a real fight.
Jacqueline Coleman will continue to be Governor Beshear's running mate. Cameron has until August 8th to choose one.
With Attorney General Daniel Cameron becoming the first African-American nominee for governor by a major political party in the Commonwealth, how will it affect the black vote come November? Dr. Ricky L. Jones is the chair of Pan-African Studies at the University of Louisville. He knows Attorney General Cameron, and at one point he was his professor at the university. He believes Governor Beshear's policies have more in line with the African-American community than Cameron's policies.
Black people who are politically astute would not vote for Daniel Cameron because his political sensibilities are not in line with black progress or well-being at all.
Political strategist T.J. Littlefick says the African-American vote in Kentucky is 10 to 12%, and that can play a big influence in the governor's race.
While some election races will take place in November, one in Madison County will take effect sooner. Voters in that county overwhelmingly voted in favor of the sale of alcohol county-wide. It's a historic vote because a large part of the county has been dry since the early 1900s. Prior to the vote, only the city of Richmond was fully wet. Wesley Brown is co-owner of an Apollo Pizza in Madison County and says with the county voting to go wet, his business can keep moving forward.
Even though it does okay, the effort we pour into this location is so much more and the return is so much less. Now we're going to invest in it. Now we're going to build something even better.
Brown also adds a full-service restaurant is what makes them the most profits, which is when they sell alcohol, they sell more food, and people want to stay longer.
Well, beautiful blue sky, sunshine out there as we look outside on this Wednesday evening. Certainly a nice change from 24 hours ago. A clean sweep on pinpoint Doppler. We got nothing to worry about there. Into the low to mid 70s region-wide, parts of the Cumberland Valley, parts of the Big Sandy, middle and upper 60s, even 71 in Prestonsburg, parts of the Cumberland Valley making it into the mid 70s today. Your forecast first through the next 12 hours. Plenty of starlight out there, and I think we're in for a pretty nice sunset as well, with those temperatures slowly dropping from the 60s right past sunset into the low 60s by midnight and falling eventually into the 40s as we head into the early hours of tomorrow. Now, I'll have the very latest on when we see perhaps a return to some showers and storms, but still nothing like we saw yesterday in a few minutes. Olivia?
Thank you, Evan. In Madison County, an investigation into a school threat is underway. Police say a Madison middle school student received a threat late last night. They say that threat was sent anonymously over the app Snapchat. The Richmond Police Department is now working to find out more information.
We received a school threat last night. Our school resource officer from the principal at the school that we were working with received that threat. We immediately dove into that and started working towards finding out who the suspect is or who the person was that would have sent that.
The last day of classes at the school is May 25th. Madison County School District officials say they are thankful for their parents who were quick to alert them of the situation.
Some quick action from the community led to the arrest of a suspect in a Laurel County theft case. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office posted a screenshot from surveillance video of the man accused of committing the crime at a business near London on Monday. The suspect, later identified as 31-year-old Christopher Moore of London, was accused of taking a large amount of money during the theft. Once the picture went up, community members were able to identify Moore in less than 24 hours. Police took him into custody yesterday. He was charged with theft by unlawful taking and was taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center, but has since been released. The money taken during the theft was recovered.
A Harlan County man is now behind bars on drug charges following a traffic stop. On Monday, deputies with the Harlan County Sheriff's Office stopped an SUV in the No. 1 camp section of Kenver. During the stop, police found meth, drug paraphernalia, and a book that had what deputies believed to be a log of suspected drug deals made with other people inside the car. 46-year-old William Doan of Everts was arrested and charged with trafficking a controlled substance and possession of drug paraphernalia. He is being held in the Harlan County Detention Center on a $2,500 cash bond.
A Pulaski County man was taken into custody after police found him driving an ATV while intoxicated. Police brought 21-year-old Joshua A. Kerr of Science Hill into custody last Saturday after receiving several complaints. He was driving an ATV on I-75 and the Hal Rogers Parkway while intoxicated. Officers spotted Kerr on the ATV heading west on Kentucky 80. Once police arrived, they say Kerr's eyes were droopy and glossy while he was also slurring his words. Kerr failed several field sobriety tests and was arrested for DUI, all-terrain vehicle violations, and other violations. He was taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center.
A Southern Kentucky woman is dead after her car rolled over 4 times. 38-year-old Randy Jakowski of Eubank was traveling north on US 27 near the Eubank Family Dollar when officials say she lost control of her car and crossed over the center line. The car rolled over 4 times and landed upright in the southbound lane. Jakowski was pronounced dead at the scene. Her 9-year-old daughter was also in the car and was unharmed, but taken to the Lake Cumberland Regional Hospital as a precaution.
A southeastern Kentucky man who spent nearly 3 decades working for the Cumberland Gap National Historic Park has died. James Browning was a maintenance worker at the park for 26 years and was known to chat with visitors and share his knowledge of the park. A post on the park's Facebook page says, quote, "He took great pride in knowing the facilities were up to par for visitors. A task was never too difficult or too small for James. He would tackle it all." Services for Browning will be tomorrow at the Shoemate Funeral Home in Middlesboro, with the visitation going from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. with the funeral following. He was 70.